Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Be Agile Scrum. If you can hear me clearly and see me, not see, but if you can hear me clearly, please unmute yourself and say yes if you can hear me.
Yes.
Thank you so much for the confirmation. And now that you have said yes, let me get started and welcome you another day of Be Agile Scrum. We are transitioning from week 3 to week 4, and almost we would be covering Agile Scrum part, and then gradually next week we will transition in business analysis, and that will be anyone for as a fresher and as a day one can join in. So this is just a transition for you to update. Having said so, let me ask you this question. Anyone here for the first time, attending here this session for the first time? Anyone?
Yes. Hello, Gaurav sir.
Yeah,
This is Purbasha.
Yeah. Hi,
Um,
Purbasa. Yes.
I'm connecting from Charlotte.
Mhm.
And I think last week I joined this training.
Okay.
So this will be my first class.
Okay. All right. So you joined the Agile Scrum track last week and attending for the first time today. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Purbasha, could you please just update us that your educational background or any experience in case you have?
Yeah, sure, sir. I have done my master's in medical genetics back in India.
Mm-hmm.
And since then, I was like a research assistant and I was doing my PhD.
Mm-hmm.
But in midways, I have to move to USA. And since then, I have not worked.
Mm-hmm.
But last year, I took some training on BA and Agile in Goodwill University for
Okay.
3 months.
Mm-hmm.
So here it is now. I'm getting another training program at the Gurukul.
And why another training program, Purbasha?
Just to be confident enough.
Oh, okay. All right.
And to be pleased, of course.
Okay. Sure. Great. I'm glad that you are here with a really good clarity. That's a very lesser people have this, and eventually they develop this clarity of getting place. So welcome to Guru Schools, everyone. Please type in chat window. Welcome to Purbasha. So yes, thank you so much for sharing your quick intro, Purbasha.
Thank you, sir.
So I believe that everyone is aligned with the core objective why we are all here, and that is to get place. Do you all agree with me? Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you so much for your confirmation. So what we are going to do, as you know the drill, right?
Hi.
Who else? Anyone else is here for the
Yeah,
first
hi.
time? Yeah,
Yeah. Hi,
Subiksha.
I'm
Yeah.
Subiksha. Yeah,
Yeah, please go ahead and
I'm
introduce you.
Subiksha. I also joined the track last week, and this is my first class.
Okay. Subiksha, go ahead and quickly just share with us from where you are connecting, your educational background, and in case you have any prior experience in any field.
Yeah, I'm connecting from Ohio, USA, and my educational background is BE CSE. I have no experience, and this is my first time entering to the ID. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So, okay, no experience. Thank you so much for sharing that, honestly. And yes, welcome to Guru Schools. And everyone can please type in the chat window. Welcome for uh, who was sharing that? Is
Subiksha.
Diksha.
Yeah.
Subiksha. Yeah, yeah. So, welcome to Subiksha. Anyone else here for the first time attending?
Good evening, sir.
Okay. Ponnu, yeah. Kindly
Yeah.
go ahead and introduce with your name, educational background from where you're connecting, and any prior experience you have. Yeah, Ponnu, over to you.
My full name is Ponu Gunath. I am in Dallas, but right now I am in India. I am a postgraduate in business administration. This is my first class. I have no experience in IT field.
Any other experience in any other field?
When we were in India, I worked in the banking sector.
Okay, cool. So you have fair experience. So how long you had worked with the bank?
5 years.
5 years. Okay, good. So welcome, Ponu. So everyone, please type in the chat window. Welcome to Ponu, and anyone here, anyone else who is attending for the first time? I believe the answer is no. Then we can move on further. And yes, so as I keep on sharing that you are here just not for the training, but to get place. Keeping this particular objective in your mind, you need to together develop some such honor, such codes, which together we are going to honor. Okay, what are those codes that we agree to honor them? So let me quickly share my screen so that we together bring in front of us and get to agree to follow that. Okay, let me know the moment you see the screen. Can you all see my screen, everyone?
Yes.
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 So
So the very first one that says this, okay, just a second. Okay, so, and let me quickly check if anyone is at the door looking for getting entry. Yes, there are a few. Okay, I believe no one else. Yeah. All right. So the very first one that says that show up live, and let me know while it becomes responsive. So what exactly happens? I'm here just allowing people, and wait a second, guys. I'm just resharing my screen as it is not responsive right now. Oh. All right, it is not responding. All right, let me see. Even if it is not responding, I can go ahead and quickly share with you what do we mean by what. Okay, so while it will respond, it will respond. So somehow it is not responding to us. And yet I'm going to share my screen in front of you. Okay, so the very first one that says that show up live, it means that as Agile is full of ceremonies, ceremonies means meetings and events, okay, that demands us to show up live, remain punctual, highly committed, and be on time. That's what we are expecting to do it here. Why? Because it is said that how you do anything is how you do everything. So that we are going to follow as showing up live, being on time, remain punctual, remain highly committed. Second one says that because you are starting this journey, start this journey as being a not just a student, but being a full stack student. What do we mean by full stack student? Full stack student means the one who does all the assignment, do self research and repeat what you learned. Okay, so that is the demand from you, and while you do so, you are going to attract what? You are going to attract success, and when you don't do so, you are going to attract failure. However, when you take the full responsibility of your success as well as your failure, there are chances the so-called failure can be corrected. And the moment you correct that so-called failure, that remains no longer failure, but that will become the trail to the success. Okay. So always follow to take the full responsibility of your success as well as your failure. Having said so, to do so, it really requires a concrete mindset. What do I mean by that? It means that you need to be the one element of the agility, and that is to have the positive mindedness. That's number one. And second, to do so, you always have to, the more you will become positive minded, you will find that you are going, you are ready to learn more, and eventually you find you can become lifelong learner, and that's the demand in the corporate of America once you get placed. And more positive you will find yourself, there are chances that you will go more complaint free, more complaint free you will go, you will find yourself eventually getting loaded with more gratitude, and gratitude leads towards the happiness is today's new productivity, and that's the demand for excuse me, let me allow, someone is trying to get entry. Okay, so, and the person has gone back, no problem. So and happiness is today's new productivity, and that's the demand from the industry. So eventually you need to follow that. And while you do so, remember to be a giver on this path, because many of you, as per prior introduction of yours, I came to know that many of you are here connecting with the various background and vast experiences. And when you are starting any learning, it is not so easy to accept new learning or repeated learning as easily as possible. And why? Because minds may say that I know this, okay, and if I have 40 years of experience, why should I learn from someone who has mere 20 years of experience? Because that could be not your attitude, but a common mind has this attitude, okay. And that's the very reason we request you to be a giver on the path of learning. So what do you need to be a giver for? You need to give your ego away on the path of learning, and eventually you will find yourself more spiritually grounded. It means that your happiness level increases, that opens the path of growth, opens the horizon of the path of growth, and you will open to receive more. And that's one aspect. The another aspect says that because you are here for the earning as well. So it is said that another drill is that it is said that what you become the reason to create, you need to start giving away that you want to create, okay. And that's the very reason we request you to when you start earning, at least have an intention to do the charity. When you give away 5% or 10% of your earning, you will find that when you give, you grow, and when you receive, you may survive. And I'm sure you are not here just for the sake of growth. You are not just here for the sake of survival, but also for the growth. And start giving away, not just for the sake of growth, but also to inspire others, okay. So that's the code of honor number 5. The 6th code of honor number says that it says that on this path, you must start your journey with the increased level of receptivity. What do we mean by that? It means that um, when you start your journey with the increased level of receptivity, for that I have created one audio program. This is by some other speaker. You can hear the fresh voice in my voice, and that audio program, it is supposed to listen for next 30 days as a 30 days challenge. And you will eventually start seeing how it is changing the course of your each activity throughout the day. Your every single activity will get impacted positively. And another hack is here for this 30 days challenge, that you must do it from day 1 to day 30. In case any single day you are missing, what you are going to do is that if any single day you are missing, you need to start it from the scratch. So in case you started for day 1, missed day 2, and again you need to get started with the day 1. So that link you can get from me after the session. Just DM me or ping me that I need a 30 days challenge audio program, and I'll share that with you. And it is only shared once you ask for it, okay. So answer is always no until you ask, in any industry, in any subject. So that's number 2. Number 3 is that this is a 40 minutes audio program, but you are supposed to finish it in 2 minutes, 20 minutes. How would you do that? So you can do that when you can do that uh, you can do that when you put it in 2x mode and listen to it while you are doing your jog, or while you are doing your jogging, exercising, or running, something like that. So that time you can put it into 2x mode, and you can see it, and you can listen to it. And second one says that start any deep learning with the golden quadrant of learning. Golden quadrant of what, everyone? I'm just checking if you are with me. And
Learning.
That's right. Learning. That's right. So how we are going to do is that this is the golden quadrant of learning. what you see on my screen, that start with the declaration with the anchor, then you get into learning, and then you draw, and then you summarize. What you will draw? So you will draw whatever you have learned in the next 24 hours on a piece of paper using pen and paper, pen or pencil. And when you draw it, then you are going to summarize it in a 90-second of video as a part of unsaid assignment and submit back into WhatsApp group. Why? There is a reason behind it, because you will be continuously evaluated by some a group of HRs who are continuously looking at you, and your videos are going to validate that whether you are ready for the next round of vendor interview or client interview or not. So before we get into a deep learning, let's start with the declaration with the anchor. How we are going to do that? Listen very closely. At the count of 3, you are going to put the anchor with the declaration. So what is going to be anchor? Anchor is nothing but it is going to be a hi-fi or a self clap, self hi-fi or clap, and you are going to repeat after me. Underline after me what is selected on the screen. Can you all see what is selected on the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
So be ready for
Yes.
that. So at the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, and clap and repeat after me. I'm a quick learner.
I'm a quick learner.
What others can learn and master, I too can do that.
I too can do that.
One more time, repeat, underline after me. Repeat, underline after me. Okay, repeat, underline after me. After me is the word. After me. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? After me. After me. Did you hear that? It's after me.
Yes, sir.
So thank you. Thank you so much for listening. Okay. And be a listener as well. Thank you so much. So how we are going to do that? At the count of 3, we are going to put the anchor. Anchor is going to be a self hi-fi or the clap. So let's start. 1, 2, 3 and clap and repeat after me. Because I'm an awesome learner.
Because I'm an awesome learner.
Today's learning is going to be
Today's learning is going to be
super duper easy to me.
super duper easy to me.
super duper easy to me.
Exactly. It is going to be just how you said so. And remember to connect every single Sunday for the technical session at 9:30 p.m. EST. Monday technical session at 9:30 p.m. EST. Today, Tuesday, you need to attend RRP session for sure. That builds your visibility, credibility, and marketability. Wednesday, you are going to do the assignment, unsaid assignment or said assignment. That is from Sunday. And Thursday, again, you are going to do the RRP session to build your visibility, credibility, and marketability using your profile optimization or CV preparation in presence of RRP team. And also do the assignment from the Monday in case it is pending. You can do again it on Friday, and Saturday you can relax or research, repeat whatever assignment is pending that you can do, and or come back for any question that you can prepare and get its answer on the next technical session. This is how you are supposed to remain connected. Having said so, can quickly someone look at the WhatsApp group if someone is trying to get inside and they are not yet allowed? And then I will, because I don't see anyone's over here and assume so no one would be trying again. So all right. So, yeah, thank you so much for a quick check. So let's get started, guys. So what exactly happened, because and I'm going to revise it here. So in Agile, what framework we are working on right now? Who can? Scrum framework. Can anyone tell me what is Agile? In one word?
Agile is a methodology. I mean, it's a framework.
Okay.
Where
Yeah.
you develop software.
Yesterday, I gave an example of of a building and how you try to go ahead from top, bottom to top, ground to terrace. So there I referred that what is the methodology or framework. So can someone just quickly remind us that how it was? Can you go back and refer to the example that I shared with you if you remember? All right. So silence, I'll take it as no. So imagine you are standing in a mall, okay? And in that mall, the objective and the goal is to reach to the terrace of or top of the building, okay? And there is a way to reach to the top of the building is using steps or using lift or using escalator or elevator. Okay. So these are the various ways using that you can achieve your objective, right? Likewise, in software industry, the objective is to deliver the product after building up or after designing or after completing its coding and testing. Do you all agree with me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Software application could be anything, be it banking software, banking application, mobile banking application, net banking application, or website designing, or it could be flight reservation application or something, anything you can think of. So there are methodology to achieve these objective, and those methodology with the example of lift or elevator I gave you, or steps. So those methodology in software industries are different. Those are named as agile methodology, or say lean methodology, or say waterfall methodology and all. And inside every methodology there are some framework. Okay.
Framework.
Yes. So one of the framework is Scrum framework. So Scrum framework. So how we will see that? So let's understand. If you have to go to top floor or top of the building, so there are multiple lifts. Okay. Now one lift goes in every even floor. Okay. Another building that goes on every odd floor. Okay. And another lift that decides that it will skip every four floor, and then it will go to the next floor. Okay. So after each fourth floor. So these are called as framework. Do you understand now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So likewise, inside Agile, there are various framework. One of the framework we are working with is the Scrum framework. Okay. So in Scrum framework, how do we deliver the software? It happens in a incremental manner. So like we skip some sprint. Skip doesn't mean the script. Skip does not mean that literally we are skipping, but we work in a chunk of some time duration. We decide whether it is going to be 1 week, 2 week, 3 week, or 4 week. So minimum it could be of 1 day, and maximum it could be of 4 weeks, but the moderate time frame is of 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
So sprint is what in a nutshell?
Time frame.
Time duration. So in this time duration, how do we start it? Product owner first, what they do, they evaluate the product backlog items. That is nothing but the large portion of the requirement broken down into the smaller piece. You are with me so far, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So let me quickly fetch means any Scrum framework design if I have in my slide, so that I can show that to you. And in case it is not, then I will continue speaking like that with you. Okay. So till now, I don't have any Scrum framework available to me, but yeah, no worries. So what exactly happened? These product backlog is a pile of the requirement. Okay, right?
Yes.
This is the stack of the requirement. And what exactly happened? For 15 days, everyone has to work together. Okay, so everyone has to work together. So what they do is that the entire team, what they do, they come one fine day and sit for one meeting, which is the part of Scrum framework. And that first meeting is called as sprint planning meeting. What it is called as, everyone?
Sprint planning.
Yes.
Sprint
So
planning meeting.
in sprint planning meeting, they evaluate the highest priority of user stories. User story is, again, as I said, is the part of backlog itself. It's a broken down requirement itself from the product backlog. So product owner brings those highest priority user story in front of the entire team, and he explains that what user story indicates to which functionality. Okay, he explained that more in detail. So what exactly happens? Wait a second. Let me share my screen quickly so that I can share that with you. So what exactly happens in a nutshell? Um, everyone, in the first meeting, first sprint planning meeting, in a first sprint planning meeting, you discuss that what all item has been prioritized and should be ready to give within one sprint. And this one sprint can be, you can see this design is from scrum.org. Scrum.org itself is a Scrum organization. Okay, so what they decide, this is going to be your product backlog. Okay, product backlog, can you see with the marked line? This defines the broken down pieces of a larger requirement. Okay, yes, can you see
Yes.
that?
Yes,
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, so few of the requirement is pulled in a sprint planning meeting. Okay, and it is discussed, and it is assigned to the people who can take the ownership, and they can say, I'm ready to work on these requirement, that requirement and all. And then implementation start, and for 15 days everyone will start working together. But every single day they will have a daily stand-up meeting where they literally stand up and they talk about what they did for last 8 hours, what they are going to do for next 8 hours, and if any hindrance is there. All the meetings are facilitated by Scrum Master. Okay. Yes,
Yeah.
that's right. So what exactly happens at towards the end of the sprint, that is towards the 15th day, we see that because the sprint is getting over, your work is also is almost done, and there you invite for a special meeting to the customer. Okay, and that meeting is called as sprint review meeting.
review meeting.
Okay, and in that sprint review meeting, what exactly happened, your customer comes in and he sees that whether the work is literally done or not, the way it was supposed to do, it is done or not, and you give the demonstration to the customer, and if customer is happy, he gives the go to that, and then you almost ready to ship the product, whatever you have developed. Just you define that everything is closed. Yesterday I gave you example how inside user story it is further broken down in the personal assignment as a task or subtask, and then activities. Do you all remember that?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
everyone.
Yes.
Okay, if not, you remember, go ahead and refer to the yesterday's recording. I have just quickly summarized what I have quickly summarized the entire entire Scrum in a nutshell. However, because we are discussing this, that is sprint review, what exactly it is going to happen, I want someone to give me a quick heads up where sprint demo and sprint review. What is earlier we used to do sprint demo, now we have shifted towards sprint review, and there is a difference between that. Okay, so I can I invite someone who can read the first bullet for me?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I can do that.
Go ahead.
Can I do that?
Yeah.
Also, this is
Sprint
Jyoti.
demo. Show code completed. Sprint review. Share business values delivered.
Go ahead.
Focus on user stories. Focus on context and goals. Feedback aimed at working software. Conversation on how value impacts the customer. Meeting, that's boring. Celebration, that's fun.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much. And do you all remember that as it is written, party on wrapping up a sprint review? Sprint review is almost a last meeting in a sprint. That is just before the sprint retrospective meeting. We call it a meeting here for the sake of understanding. But remember, in Agile world, it is called as ceremonies. What it is called as?
Ceremonies.
Ceremonies. And literally you need to
Ceremonies.
celebrate that. Okay, you need to have a lot of fun. It should not be boring. In fact, I love to share this with all of you, and that I learned from one of my mentor, who says that in case you are getting into professional world, be anything but don't be boring. Okay, do you listen to this? Be anything in this entire world, but don't be this.
Boring.
Yeah.
Right.
So that way, you are not only going to deliver the work in a fun manner, you develop an interpersonal skill with your peers. I know this really takes courage to do so, because this is not so easy, especially when you are someone who is introvert. Okay, so I'm personally introvert. It really took me a long way to start speaking and getting engaged with people. But eventually you have to develop when you are getting a professional worker. Okay, so sprint demo, it says that here you just show the what code you have worked upon. But in sprint review, what exactly happens? It happens that you share the business value that you are going to bring on table. Do you all with me? Are you with me, everyone?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
it's
Yes,
all
sir.
about the value you are going to add. You don't just focus on user story, and that if you will focus on that, that will become the sprint demo. You have to focus on the context and goals. So always you see that when we start with the code of honor is the part of content what we learn every day. What do you think? Is it a part of content what we learn every single day in the agile world or agile BS Scrum track? Is it a content? Do you think? No.
No.
Then what is that? That is nothing but the context and goal. And that's what in sprint review meeting also we need to focus on context and goal. Do you see that we spend a fair amount in discussing context, because context make the content stronger, okay, and more focused. Okay, and that's the reason. If you can implement context in any kind of work, that is going to be more solid, value driven, and result oriented. Okay, if you want to have such result, always start your any journey with the context setting. Okay, so this is a quick input for all of you. Are you all with me so far?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
Yes.
The third one says that a sprint demo used to be what? Feedback aimed at working software. But when you shifted this from feedback to from demo to review, what you found? It became more conversation oriented on how value impacts the customer. So a sprint review is not just a performance. It's not a performance that how did you perform? It's actually a conversation that is building relationship with the customer. How do you see as a business analyst, you are shifting the gear slightly from showcasing a software to the touch basing and connecting with customer at deeper level and sharing the value with them, and re-emphasizing that how you are adding value and impacting their life as well and their customers' lives too. With me so far, do you see how you are impacting a customer and customer? Yeah, that's when this sprint review holds more value. And again, as I said, it should not be boring, but it should have a celebration hi-fi. You can see, you can go ahead and wrap up with a good hi-fi. Okay, so having said so, I want someone to read this last paragraph. Who can read that?
Yeah, I can read.
Go ahead.
And finally, celebrate. An effective sprint review can be that place where the Scrum team and stakeholder come together for serious, powerful collaboration. But it is also a time to celebrate altogether the hard work the Scrum team has accomplished before they plug into the next sprint.
Plunge into the next sprint. So in a nutshell, it is said that, sorry, I was on mute. So it says that it's all about the collaboration. It's not that monologue. It's not one-way conversation. It's a two-way conversation. When we say conversation, it is always mean what? It is always mean two-way. Okay, with me so far, everyone? So always remember to have fun. So future Scrum Master and business analyst, because you have learned, you need to take the responsibility of it. Are you all going to have it?
Yes, sir.
Once you start, once you will be placed. Always remember, having fun is especially when you are grown up, when you're beyond 38 or 35, it is not so easy to have fun. Okay, you hesitate, you see that you somewhere or someone has seed and fed in your mind that it is not so good to have fun. Okay, but I would recommend you always have fun, at least when you are working, and especially in agile. Okay, so now
Yeah.
because we are talking about sprint review, we must focus on this, that is definition of done. Definition of done, because you are moving everything into done. You remember Kanban board?
Yes.
Yes.
So Kanban board comes with the 4 columns, where one is to do, another is in progress, small activity. You are moving from to do to in progress to tested
Testing.
or to done. Yeah.
Done.
So
Yeah.
it says that DOD means definition of done is a shared understanding within the Scrum team on what it takes to make your product increment releasable. So what does it take to make a product releasable? So product could be anything. Imagine product or service as one thing. So what will make a thing, a product or service done or market releasable? So let me ask you some set of questions so that it will bring more clarity to you. So first one says that what does it take for the rocket to launch? What does it take for the service engineer to call the customer for the delivery of his or her vehicle? What does it take for a doctor to say the surgery is success or not success? What does it take for the development team to put the product into production? So there is a common answer to all these. Who can give me the answer? So what do you think? What does it take for a rocket to launch? So what do you do when you say, okay, this
Mission accomplished.
mission accomplished? Yeah. So what on what basis you can say, okay, this mission is accomplished?
Workable solution.
Okay. But before you calling this, you perform some activity, and based on that, you only see, okay, vehicle is ready, you can come and take.
Is it testing, sir?
Testing. When the requirements are met.
Successful delivery.
Yeah.
Delivery.
When even
The
if
code
you
of
do,
standards should be met.
when you do the testing, in testing also you do some activity. Okay. How you say that my testing is finished. Okay. So that time when you finish your testing, you do certain activity, and then you declare, okay, this is done now.
Actual output is equal to the desired output.
Yeah, that's one way. That's right. Okay, let me give you the answer. Okay, and
Pre-release activities.
yeah, all are right, but there is one word to that. Okay, before I tell that, let me quickly tell you there are 3 main components of definition of done. One, business or functional requirement is met. Okay, if non-functional requirements are there, that is also going to meet, and quality is always top notch, it is going to meet. Okay, but to answer these all, there is one word, and that you can see here. Okay, and what comes in your mind?
Acceptance.
No, again,
Checklist.
see, the word is written on the checklist. Yeah, you have certain checklist, you just mark it done, and then you say, because everything is moved in done, so you can come and take your vehicle. Everything, so every check is done. Now rocket is launched. Okay, so it's all about how you mark everything as done when you put every checklist as marked, as checked, and as marked as done. Okay, clear? In a simple one word, it is checklist, and whatever answer you gave, that was also right. It doesn't mean that what you gave, the answer was wrong. Okay, so that is one thing. Let me quickly reshare more about definition of done. Okay, let me reshare my screen. All right. So because we are discussing, we just now discussed done means releasable, and what exactly it means that anything which is to be marked as done before delivering has to agree amongst engineering team. That's the Scrum team. Okay.
Yeah.
With me so far?
Yes.
Scrum Master,
Yes, sir.
Scrum Master, and Product Owner. These are the three important team members who need to agree together that everything has been marked done in a correct manner. Okay. So what
Yes.
is that anything could be, and anything what can be marked as a done? So you will mark what all, so action item. If a single activity is assigned to you, all the activity will be marked as a done. Okay. Every activity will be the part of what? User story. Okay, let me go back and make it more simple because some new people are here. So considering them, I'm going to share this whiteboard with all of you, like yesterday. Okay, so this is the larger piece of requirement. Okay, so larger piece of requirement broken down into the smaller pieces. Okay, with me so far, everyone?
Yeah.
Yes.
And to which we call it as what?
Backlog.
Product backlog items. Okay.
Yeah.
So what exactly happened? We are taking few of them in a sprint. Okay, few of them in a sprint. Okay. And say, for example, we took 3 of them in the sprint. So this will be your sprint. Okay. This is going to be your sprint. And this sprint, 4 type of meeting will happen for 15 days. Say, for example, this sprint is equal to 2 weeks. Okay. With me so far, everyone? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. This is for 2 weeks. What exactly happened? The product backlog item. Say, for example, this is to be developed a banking software. Okay. B for banking. Now, banking software will have a larger portion, right? As considering banking. So, what all activity you do in banking? Who can give me answer?
Deposit,
Deposit.
withdraw,
Okay. What kind of deposit you do?
Cash
cash deposit, check
Cash
deposit.
deposit, check deposit. What else?
Check deposit. Yeah.
So are you looking at it? Banking itself in a large application, it has one portion which is deposit. Okay. Inside deposit, there are multiple deposit: cash deposit, check deposit, fixed deposit. Yeah, different types of deposit. Okay. Cash, check, instrument deposit, demand draft deposit, or whatnot. Okay. To which we can call it as instrument deposit. So are you able to relate that there is a big goal? Beneath that, there is a more large objective. Inside, there is a more tiniest objective. Okay. And when we break it down in a smaller portion, that is the time it is called as a user story. What it is called as, everyone?
User story.
User stories. And user story, there is a way to write down user story that we are going to look at it today. However, user story has to be marked as a done, but inside user story, yesterday I told you there will be some task. There will be inside tasks, there will be some subtasks, and subtask will be further become the activities. One single action item for business owner, for business analyst, for tester, for developer. Okay. So one user story has multiple tasks and multiple subtasks. And why multiple subtasks? Because one is for business analyst, one is for developer, one is for tester, one is for technical architect, one is for solution architect, or something like that. With me so far?
Yes.
Yeah. So that is one thing. So everything has to be marked. So activity will be marked as done. Subtask will be marked as done. Task will be marked as done. And user story will be marked as done. When these things are marked as done, there is some larger portion that has to be also marked as done. And what are those larger portion? Let's look at it. Okay. So larger portions are, apart from user story, code deployment would be there. So that has to be marked as done. So once that is marked as done, then release has to be marked as done, and thereby we will mark the entire sprint as done. Okay. Yes.
What's the code deployment? When the developer write the code, they will deploy it to only the team, or stakeholder also, like code deployment.
Just a second. Wait a second. Yeah. I want you to ask the question one more time. I did not get your question. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm saying you wrote it the code deployment. So developer, when he write the code, so he deployed to the team, like whom he's going to deploy.
So code is not deployed to a person. Okay. Code is deployed to an environment. Okay. So it's a migration from one environment to another environment. Say, for example, if you have written a code or you have developed a piece of software, that first as a developer or coder, you develop where? In your local computer. You agree? Yeah. And then you will migrate it at the place from where all the developer can connect with that. Yes.
Okay.
All the developer can access that, and to which where only developers are together accessing, to that we will call as a development environment. Okay.
Okay.
And then all the developers integrate their components, what they have developed, and they test it inside the development environment, that even the component is alone is working fine, but when I integrate with the another component, whether it is also working fine or not. And then you check that, dev check happens, then you deploy it with the help of DevOps team. DevOps team is one who also is responsible for development codes and operations code, and they migrate into new environment where the testers can come and board and can also have the access. They should not access these written piece of code or component or functionality inside the development environment, but in a separate environment, to which we can call it as a testing environment. With me so far? Yes. So you are not deploying it to a person, but you are deploying it to a platform, to an environment. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Is it clear now?
Yeah, but it's all knowledge for the BA and Scrum Master. They already know that the code is already deployed.
Okay. So the product owner has to have the release plan, product roadmap, and he communicates that to everyone. Okay. So on this day, we are expecting the release. Okay. It has to be tested on this day. So everyone is knowing that on what day it has to come out from the development, and on what day it has to be marked done by the testing team. Testing should be completed. So every single dates are decided well in advance when release dates are out from the product owner. Okay. So the moment the ticket is marked as a resolved, okay, ticket is marked as resolved, it means developers have with the help of DevOps team, they have migrated already into new environment. Then only they can mark it as a resolved. So tickets means I'm talking about this user story and all. You remember that? So what exactly happens? This ticket will be marked as resolved. Okay. When this ticket will be marked as a result, it's a development ticket, which is or subtask, which is assigned to developer. Okay. Which is assigned to developer, he will also mark this as a result. Only when he will mark is a result when this functionality has been deployed with the help of DevOps team into the new environment, who make sure that it will get deployed well and properly in the new environment. It is developer who will make sure. Okay, not developer. In case you have hired a team of 3 developer, where one is the senior most developer to whom you have given the responsibility, he will mark that. To who will be in continuous touch generally in the industry, as product owner is in continuous touch, he continues to check that whether it is getting rolled well or not. Otherwise, if senior tester is there, he will continue to follow up whether it is coming for testing or not. So it is together a teamwork, team effort. Everyone everyone has the eyes on what is coming next. Everyone is waiting for that. Okay. Getting more clarity. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So let's go ahead and Okay, let's go ahead and start looking at about the entire team. Okay, sorry. So user story will be marked as a done. Code deployment, what you have deployed, it will be marked as a done. And these tickets who will create, there is a code deployment ticket. So product owner will create a code deployment ticket and there will be a due date assigned to that. Because he knows that on what date, what release is expected when the sprint is getting over. With me so far? Yeah.
Yeah.
There is a release date where he has marked that, okay, on this release has been completed and the sprint gets over. Everything has to be moved from to do to done in the Kanban board. You remember Kanban board? Again, let
Yes.
me quickly draw today as well for you. So Kanban is a simple board. Okay. Kanban is a simple board where you can see the physical movement for the smaller user story. Okay. From to do to doing to done. Okay, simple. So and these are the smaller user story that will be moving. Okay, so yesterday I made everything move from to do to done and all, if you could remember. If not, go back and listen to yesterday's recording as well. That is going to help you in a more deeper level to connect with today what we are sharing here. Having said so, okay, now I have shared with you three main components of DoD. We were talking about user story. Now let's understand, this is going to be a task for you. This is going to be a set assignment to you now today. So there is a way to write a user story, and user story is a broken down functional requirement. Okay, so it says that user story template should be written like this: as a actor. Okay, as an actor could be who? So in bank, who all can be the actor? Tell me.
Customer.
Who else?
Manager.
Okay, what kind of managers?
Delivery manager.
Okay.
Cashier.
Branch manager.
Branch manager, area manager.
Yeah, so all these are actors. So now you know that as an actor, I want to do. So what all activity can be done by the customer, branch manager, assistant branch manager, or cashier?
Deposit fund.
Deposit fund. Okay. So as a customer, I want to deposit. As a branch manager, I want to deposit customers' money, and as a cashier, I want to deposit customers' money. So all these people can focus towards one activity. Do you all agree with me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why they will do that? They are achieving some impact so that money can get deposited in customer account, so that money can be deposited in customer account. All are working in one direction. Do you all agree with me?
Yeah.
Yes.
So there are multiple actors. Okay, one goal and creating together one impact. With me so far? So
Yes.
for every actor, there will be a separate user story. Okay. So if you are creating one user story for customer, you will have to create the same user story for ABM, that is assistant branch manager. Same user story you will have to create for cashier, tailor. Why? Why you need to create a separate user story for separate actor? Because you are making sure none of them are going to break. Otherwise, if you are going to write down one user story and if it works for one, there are chances you will end up missing the other actors. Okay. Are there chances or not?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you give me some example where you are doing one activity for multiple people? Okay. So let me quickly, and I'm bringing it from, say for example, you have invited a group of people in a get together. Okay. In a group of people you have invited for a get together, there are chances that some of the guests, they are focusing, okay, I should be asked, I should be paid attention by the host. Okay, so host should continue to pay attention on me because I have been the guest. Okay, and what exactly, and you might have experienced, not intentionally but unintentionally, some of the guests are really not given much more attention. Have you ever seen in some of the get together?
Yeah.
Many.
Yeah.
Yes.
And what may happen if they are not given as per them good attention, they end up not having dinner or or lunch or the meal. They don't have that generally. Why? Because they somehow said that why should I go ahead by myself, because I am not given much attention, and they make it relevant to the respect, and they don't end up having the meal over from there, and they miss that. Yes, have you ever noticed that such kind of activity?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what happens, because there is a no system, there are such chances that one or two of your guests may miss the dinner or the lunch or the meal. Okay, but in case you would have a system where everyone has to undergo, there would be a chances that everyone will attain the meal or have the meal. So it's all about the system. So user story creation system says that create user story for every single user. Okay, so now coming back and connecting to the get together in a party, in a birthday party you have organized for your kid, or say for example you are throwing your anniversary party, or you are throwing any other party, and you have to make sure when customer comes, they have to get in a queue where they have to come and greet you and give your presence, and immediately they have to go to another queue, and that is the queue of the meal. From there they have to take get into a queue of buffet or something like that. They have to have their meal and then come back to in a separate row to meet. Okay, so you have created a system and everyone is getting addressed over there. With me, I'm trying to make it more simpler for you so that you make sense what is the importance of having a system and making a separate user story for every single user or actor. Okay, able to relate it very well.
I have a question. Can I?
Yeah, funny. Yeah, go ahead.
So who is going to identify who are all the users or actors in a situation or a project? Is that product owner?
So user story first will be written. It is the part of a larger requirement. Okay, so larger requirement. Who is written by who writes the larger requirement generally?
Product owner.
No.
No.
Product owner. Who writes the requirement? Business analyst. Okay. Business analyst will elaborate who will all do these activity. Okay, why they need to define that? Because customer wants in an elaborative and defined manner. So it is business analyst responsibility where he mentioned who all are going to be the actor.
Okay.
Yeah, makes sense. Funny.
Yeah.
So basically, I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Martin.
A user story is like basically used to capture requirements or the functionality based on like what a user want to do or something like that. Basically, like every user is like, is it just like you saying it's a little bit, it capture a little bit of the business, the large business requirement, and it's a functionality based on what we want the user to do.
Yeah, it's a part of functional requirement. It's the smaller part of the functional requirement. Okay. So user story, when it's written, before that some more activity happens. Okay. So once product backlog items are generated, one liner piece. Okay. It has been further broken down in the smaller piece. Sometime you will find this user story, it becomes, it is defined in a use case manner. Okay. So use case is also treated as user story. So earlier it used to be a longer documents. Okay. Now
is the use case a test script or the test case is that the same thing as the user case?
No. Test case is not the same thing. So everything is different. Okay. So use case where trigger point is mentioned, when this particular functionality will trigger, when this particular functionality will end. Okay. Cash dispersal in ATM machine, cash dispersal is one use case, and its trigger point is that when the button or when the so nowadays how cash dispersal happens, When you do all the activity and just before cash dispersal, you need to enter the ATM pin. Have you seen that? Earlier, how it used to happen, the moment you used to insert card, you used to enter your pin. Now it has been a little bit changed. Not in every ATM machine, but in some of the banking ATM, it has been seen just before the functionality. You need functionality to get over. You need to enter your ATM pin. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what exactly happened for the cash withdrawal? You need what is its trigger point? Entering the pin. And when you enter the pin, it gets authorized with the banking database. Okay. And the moment it matches, the fed amount is start getting disbursed out of the ATM machine. Okay. And the moment you take the cash out from the cash dispenser machine, what is going to happen? The another functionality will pop up, or the same functionality will get over, or the machine will ask, do you really want to do another action? Do you want to take another action? You will have to start it from the scratch. So these kind of facility banks are bringing in the ATM mechanism or ATM functionalities. Okay, with me so far, everyone?
Yes.
I have one question.
Yes, Jaya.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. You mentioned that user stories should be there for each separate actor, right?
Yeah.
Why can't we have a single user story and a task for each actor?
So tasks are defined for workers. Okay. Tasks are defined for the business analyst. Tasks are defined for the development team, for the coder, for the architect and all. But the user stories is the functionality is not only done by the people who are using the software, but also the another end user. Okay. So the worker has to test it together, whether it is working for the larger user or not. Okay. If we'll go for the, I mean, this will create more confusion, right? Under a task, again, you are, see, one user story for multiple actors can be worked together by business analyst. He will elaborate more details for that. Developer, he will add code for that. Tester will test the particular functionality. But when you will reverse that, it will be more confusing and it will create simply a chaos. I mean, it will not bring more clarity. You want to go in a clear way, in clear pathways, or path where more bumps are there, or more more resistances are there. What you will choose? Smoother path or resistance creation path? Which path you will use?
Smoother path.
Smoother path, of course. So here it is bringing the user story for each actor and assigning it to all the workers. And worker, when I mean to say, as developer, business analyst, and architect and all, that brings the smoothness into the job. Okay. And that's the reason it has to be user story, and inside user story, the task for every single worker has to be there. Brings clarity to you, Gayatri?
Yes.
See,
thank you.
Sometime you're welcome. Sometime you may not get clarity to your question. Do you know why? Ask me why.
I'm not sure.
Okay. Sometime to some of your question, and this is applicable to all of you, you may not get clarity on your questions. And I want you to ask me why. Ask me why. Why you won't get clarity to all of your questions.
Why?
I'm glad you asked me, and that's the reason I'm going to tell you. The reason is simple, because the question is not formed so concrete and narrowed. Okay. The more narrower, the more concrete your question would be, the more precise the answer would be. So if you think that you are really not getting the right answer, or your core is not getting satisfied, bring the question in more precise way, so that you will go back with more precise answer. So in case you are not satisfied, I gave you this hint. Next time you can utilize it for getting any answer in case you are not satisfied. So this is a quick tip. Okay, everyone with me? So now let's understand. It says that additional details that emerge through conversation or acceptance criteria. It means that user story, every user story will follow the acceptance criteria. User story will have the certain business rule. It will have certain workflow. Okay, workflow means how the entire functionality works will be given. If any algorithm or data point to be added, that will be added in the comment in the user story. Okay, so how does user story look like? For that, I'm going to stop the recording. Okay, and let me bring, say for example, user stories. I'm going to tell you how to write. Okay, and how it looks like. And for that, there will be certain tool. Do you know what all could be the certain tools?
Jira.
For Jira. Okay, what else?
Hello, Asana.
Yeah, so I'm going to show you one of the user story written in Jira. Okay, so just give me a few moments so that I can bring that in front of you. And I'm opening Jira for you. And the moment I'll open Jira for you, the recording will be paused. Have I already paused the recording?
No.
Okay,
No.
so I'll be going to pause that recording very, very soon. Just give me a second. Let me open Jira for you. Excuse me. Okay, I'm bringing in front of you. Just hold. It's opening up. Generally, when I share the Jira, how does it look like? I don't bring the recording. So this piece of the information will be missed. So in case you are listening to the recording, in recording, we don't include the live demonstration of Jira and all. So in case you think that you have missed it, so next time, whenever this session is going to happen, please don't miss it in case you are listening to the recording. So guys, wait, it is still opening. So meanwhile, it is coming up. I want to add something, let it open. I'll show you how does it go. But for now, you understand, user story can be user story can be written in a ticket. And it can be the business rules, workflow, or mock-ups. Mock-ups are some drawing, okay, that will depict to the process. Okay, so these things will be added into the Jira ticket of the user story itself. Okay, so how would it look like? That I'm sharing in front of you. And it is still opening up.
So, Gaurav sir?
Yeah.
In these days, DevOps is not a latest tool.
Yeah, Azure DevOps is also latest tool. You can use that, but Jira is the most popular. So I'm just showcasing you Jira. Okay. I could have gone with Azure DevOps, but not right now, because Jira, where most of the industry has already migrated towards Jira. And yet many companies are not using Azure DevOps. Okay, that's the reason I'm just showcasing Jira for you. So yeah. So additionally, one information you came to know just now is, like Jira, there is one more tool to which we just now called it as Azure DevOps. Excuse me. And my system is yet to respond. Yeah, I'm going to pause the recording and share the screen one more time to you while Jira is still opening. And now Jira has two versions. One is on cloud, one is the web app. Okay, it's a web application. So okay. So the moment I'm going to pause the recording, everyone, like in Jira, and this is how it is going to look like in every other ticket management tool or project management tool. Okay.
Yeah.
Now let's move back towards our core work, and that is going to be assignment for you. So I'm going to bring this. Wait a minute. Yeah. So we are here, and yeah, user story will have the corresponding acceptance criteria that you can write in the comment. You can add the business rule in the description. You can add the mock-up, that is the design or workflow, in the description. Algorithm data point, if you want, you can add in the comment as well. How it is written, say for example, there is two type of user story and acceptance criteria. However, here you will find the acceptance criteria written in a simple statement, but there is a method and way to write acceptance criteria as well that we will learn later. First, let's focus on the user story. So user story is talking about, as a flyer, I want to view my past trips so that I can find out how much LTA, leave travel allowance, I can claim. Okay, this is user is writing a user story. Let's say, for example, business analyst is writing a user story for flyer himself. Okay, so that is one actor. So another user story example is this: as a frequent flyer, I want to view my past trips so that I can find out how many miles I have earned. Now here actor is the same, but impacts are different. So even multiple impacts, multiple user story, multiple actor, multiple user story, multiple outcome, multiple user story. Okay, so thereby you are having more and more clear user story because there are less chances to miss any functionality. You are getting why multiple user story? For multiple actor, multiple impact, and multiple objective. Okay, let's move further in more detailed manner. So in this example, it is written, user story sample is, as a registered frequent flyer of Fly Agile Airlines, I want to book my ticket through Fly Agile Airlines portal so that I can gain my miles. Okay, now this is one sample written, and against that there is some acceptance criteria written. By doing so, you are doing what you are achieving what all activities. You are authenticating user. Okay, by doing so, you are able to search, perform the search. You are able to select the flight. You are able to enter the passenger details. You are able to make a payment, and you are able to confirm payment and add miles to the passenger profile. Just by doing this one activity, working on this one user story, you are actually achieving multiple tasks. Say for example, how many of you have a simple email account or Gmail account?
Yeah.
You all have? Say for example, you have to write as a email user, I should be able to click on the sign in button after entering the user credential so that I can view my inbox, or I can check my email, latest email. So by doing that, what you are doing, you are authenticating through Gmail. Okay, you are confirming your username and password. You are not only able to see your latest mail, but also you are able to see the past read email. Yeah. You are also able to see the expected email or any another unread email that you were not expecting. Okay. And also you will have the ability to look at the feasibility to have your attention towards the sent item, drafts, or inbox. At least you will have, and also on the compose email tools. Can you all see them? Can you view all of them availability in after once you log into your mailbox? Yes, you can see that there is availability of compose email button, sent item. You can navigate. So these navigations options are available apart from just reading your latest email. Yeah.
Yes.
So by writing one user story, you are achieving multiple acceptance criteria. So now the task is this. I want all of you to take a screenshot of this. Okay. And I am going to read this for you. And this table has to be converted in user story by you. Okay. This is going to be task for you. In the coming week, next week, when you'll come, make sure you have completed this assignment. Are you all going to do that?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
So thank you so much for saying yes. And this yes is from all of you. Yes.
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 Okay.
Yes.
All of you and few voices. Okay.
Yeah.
No problem. Thank you.
Yes. Yes.
Thanks. Appreciate that. So listen how it is going to happen. So here you are achieving as a frequent flyer. You have to achieve various distance. One is up to 1,000 kilometer, one is between 1,000 to 2,500 kilometer, and one is greater than 2,500 kilometer. So what exactly happens when you are traveling below 1,000 kilometer, and if you are traveling in economy class, okay, and if you are traveling in the economy class, and if you are the member of this Fly Agile Airlines, and in case you are a bronze member, you will get 50% of discount. If you are silver member, you get 75% discount. If you are a gold member, you will get 100% discount. So how you can write? As a Fly Agile bronze member, okay, I want to travel in economy class up to 1,000 kilometers so that I can get 50% discount.
50% here.
This is one method to write. Another method, another user story. As a frequent flyer of Fly Agile Airlines, silver member of Fly Agile Airlines, I want to travel in economic class below 1,000 kilometers so that I can get 75% discount. Are you able to write in this way?
Yes.
Another, as a Fly Agile Gold member of airlines, I want to travel in economic class below 1,000 kilometers so that I can get 100% discount. You have written for economy class. Now, the same way you are going to write for business class, and the same way you are going to write for economy and business class up between 1,000 and 2,500 kilometers. Got it?
Yes.
Yeah. And in the same way, you are going to write for economy class and business class beyond 2,500 kilometers. So how many user story you are going to write? So you are going to write
18.
Yeah. So minimum 18.
18.
Yeah.
18.
Minimum 18 user story. Okay.
1821.
Hello. What did you say? Minimum 21 you are going to write. Okay. You can write. So one user story is for this, another is for this, another is for this, but inside this you will be covering economy as well as business. So there is the bare minimum chances are that there will be 18 user story you are going to create. Bare minimum, I'm telling. Okay. But if you are more thinker, more creative, you can go beyond it as well. Okay. But minimum 18 user story you are going to write based on after translating this table into user story. Okay. Have you taken the screenshot of it?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
All of you. So please do that. That is going to be your quick task. So I want now someone to write down this about the quality. Who can read this? The first check.
I can.
Go ahead, Yakshi. Yeah.
Quality is largely aligned to the coding language, rapid application development, RAD, technical tools to build the product. Quality is owned by the development team to ensure that the product is of the maximum quality. These quality standards can be subjective and also data-driven.
Yeah. So what exactly happens when we are talking about the quality? We are writing user story. So when it says that it is overall taken ownership by the development team, it means not only testers are involved. not only tester are going to own the responsibility of this, business analyst, developer or coder, they are also going to own it, because from your end you are adding value. So what kind of value you will add? Of the high quality value or low quality value? What kind of quality you will add? High quality, right? So if this is going to be the intention of yours, of course you are going to contribute in a more high quality way. So at the end, tester owns the responsibility of quality, but it doesn't mean that you are going to just impose everything on that team. But also when you will have the intention together as a team, you are going to produce and pass the high quality product or application. For example, when it say that these quality standards can be subjective and also data driven, means the quality or the functionality has been tested against various data. Okay, so those data are generally produced or those are also called as test data. So you will have some certain data against which you can test the functionality. So say for example, defined coding standard like identified in tools, fxcop, etc., test driven development, unit test coverage, maintainability index, no defects, known defects, technical debt, design principle, etc., are the part that you need to consider as a team that has been passed the quality gateway. Okay, means testing team is testing against test data. Developer team is making sure that unit test has been done. Technical date by the coder has been made sure that all the technical debts have been eliminated. Okay, design principle has been taken care by the business analyst, that made sure that sufficient and well designed are or mock designs are passed in a way that exact design gets formed when they are creating the UI UX. Okay, so together everyone is contributing in every area. All right, so there are some non-functional requirement as well. A non-functional which is not related to functions. Function means what? Say for example, you are clicking some activity and in a result there is a movement in the screen. Okay, that is talking about the functionality. But base for the movement, there are something that is called as non-functional. When you click, but movement is happening after a delayed response. Okay, that is non-functional. That is related to performance or loading of the screen. That is related to maintenance. That is for so in a nutshell, something which is related to performance, scalability, availability or maintainability or security or compliance related to legal or availability, those comes under non-functional requirement. Is it clear? Little bit between functional and non-functional. Functional has to do with, in a nutshell, if I'll tell you, has to do with function or say movement into the screen. Okay, non-functional has to do with the which is related to these all things. Okay, performance, maintenance, and availability, scalability, security, compliance, legal, and all. So these all comes under non-functional requirement. Anything which has to do with the function, those are called as functional requirement. More clear, everyone? Yeah.
Yes.
Any questions so far?
No question.
Okay, cool. So okay, so more information you can take for definition of done from scrum.org. That's a quick thing for you. So what I'll do, so here what you are looking at is there are three types of DODs, definition of done: initial level, matured level, and stringent level. Okay, so what exactly happened in a stringent way? So all business functionality and acceptance criteria are met. No dependency unattended. No build has been failed. So integration testing has passed. Unit testing coverage is greater than 85%. No error in the coding. Technical dates are nothing but the junk codes are written before writing the final code. You continue to write the code as a developer. They continue to write the code, but before writing the final code, they continue to write the test codes. okay, which they eventually go ahead and continue to comment that. With me so far? Are you able to relate? Anyone who is not able to relate with this?
Can you come again, please?
Okay. So what happens when when developer is writing a code, okay, code to perform some functionality, but he is not writing the actual code. What he does, he continues to write the code and continues to do debugging of that. He continues to check whether it is working or not. So first attempt of the writing the code may not work. So what he did, whatever he has written, he will mark that as a comment so that its impact on the code will not happen, but it will still exist in the part of the background. Okay. Now what he will do, he will again retry a fresh piece of code and he see whether it works or not. So if it does not work, again he will mark that as a comment so that its impact will not be there in the system. Likewise, in the 3 or 4 attempts, if he writes some code on the 4th stage, in the 4th attempt it worked, what he will do, he will keep the 4th attempted code as is, but the rest 3 attempts he will mark in comment so that its impact won't be there. So the moment any code is commented, its impact is not there in the system, but it adds more volume or more load or more size, okay, when it comes to coding. So it enhances the size, it strengthen the size of the piece of the code or the software in the background. Okay, so those are unnecessary gathered line of the code. Yes, now you got it. These unnecessary line of codes, when continue to gather, those are eventually called as a technical dates, just for example. So any technical dates which have been less than 5 days had to be addressed, can be accepted, but greater than 5 days has to be removed. With me so far? Yeah.
Yes.
Did you get your answer, Afe?
Yes, sir.
About technical debt. Okay, cool. Functional test automation, it has to be 75%. Maintainability index for the modules code is greater than 90. It has to do with the coding. Again, regression test has been passed. Functional testing has been passed. Penetration testing has been passed. Load test, performance test, no known defect. Peer code has been reviewed. Means one developer when is reviewing others developers code. Compliance document is updated. Means all these things are does come under stringent definition of done, and that has to be taken care before the final release, before the UAT, means user acceptance testing, is done. I'm going to brief you about different types of testing very soon in the coming days, but for now you understand, because here you learn about load test, performance test, pen test, regression test, functional test. When these has to happen as a business analyst or product owner, you should know. Okay, so when it happens, you should know. How it happens, you don't have to know. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I think we have touched the time and gone beyond time and gone very intense, I believe. So any questions so far, guys? Okay, Raksha, you have any question?
Yes.
Go ahead. Raksha, you are not. Can you repeat that? Your voice is breaking, Raksha.
Hello.
Yeah, Raksha, go ahead.
Am I audible, sir? No?
Yes, you are.
Okay. So my question was, in the definition of done, so the final, like for example, a user story will be moved to done by whom, like with all these criteria.
Okay, see, finally, inside user story, all activities, your activities, you will move into done, right? As a business analyst, if you needed to design something inside the user story, you need to add some diagram that you are going to move, that will come under analysis and design ticket. Okay, A and D ticket. There will be one ticket under the user story which is related to testing ticket, will be assigned to tester. There will be a coding ticket and a designing ticket that will be assigned to tester. With me so far, Raksha?
Yes.
So these user story, these tickets under the user story will be assigned to individual, and this is their responsibility that they will move every ticket on their name into the done. But final the user story has to be made sure by the scrum master or business analyst, that eventually they have reached to the done stage by business analyst or scrum master only. So generally it happens with the scrum master has to take the ownership of this. But in case in some of the company, scrum master and business analyst, they and this is not legal, this is not ethical, but they share the work. Okay, so together they may make sure that user stories are eventually moving to a done stage by them. So it is business analyst and scrum master. Say for example, if tomorrow you join a company where a scrum master is literally playing his entire role, so you need not to worry about that user story have been marked and done or not. But because you have this knowledge, you can have an eye and you can continue to ask, okay, when you are going to move this user story into done. Why you need to ask? Because if you are joining for the first time, performing for the first time in a new project, it should not be assumption that they team is thinking that it is business analyst who is going to own the responsibility. It has to be the clear cut responsibility share, okay, or responsibility defined. So generally scrum master do that. But nowadays the trend has changed because agile has gone in a way now. It has to be more adaptable, that you merge various framework and ultimately focus towards the delivery. So you do whatever, ultimate smooth delivery has to happen. So right question, but again the right answer is the scrum master. But because you are working as listening as an agile business analyst, you should know about it. Sometimes they may expect from business analyst to perform the user story movement into done by business analyst only. So you should know this. So you can keep this in mind. Okay, Raksha?
Got it. So, but even the scrum master, when they move it to done, they have to consider all these criteria.
Yeah, inside all tickets have been marked in the done, then only user story will have to be moved into done. Yeah.
Yeah, got it.
Got it.
Thank you.
So thank you so much, everyone. Any other question from anyone? And if not, I hope you are all clear with the assignment. I see Samin Ramat.
Yes.
So you have posted this into the chat, Zoom chat. Could you also post it into WhatsApp chat? Samin, you have taken the screenshot. Sure. That's the reason. Okay. Yeah. So anyone who have joined for the first time, I would request you all to go ahead and fill the form, which I keep on sharing. In case you have not filled the form, that you need to generally fill. This form is CCF. You need to fill that. Go ahead and ask me for the form and fill that up. And those we are going to meet again, those who have attended, and going to again meet me on next Sunday. Before that, you make sure you are completing both the assignment, said and unsaid. Today's said assignment is translating this table into user story. Unsaid assignment is the summary, what generally I get it from Aruna, Janani, and in between I have got couple of from James and Soma and Yakshi and more other people. Okay, you have shared. So rest Varsha and also if you have not shared, go ahead and do that, everyone. And yeah, go into the WhatsApp group, because today was intense. How did you feel? I would love to read. Okay, so what you have to say about that, go ahead and write into WhatsApp group. So thank you so much. Recording will be shared with you. Thank you, everyone. Bye bye, take care, and good night. We'll talk to you soon again.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks.